Welcome back to another episode of the Across the River podcast. Now, today, we may be one man short, but he'll be back next week. Before we start off this episode, we wanted to send our thoughts and prayers to the Gaudreau family, as last week they lost both their sons, Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau, to a horrible accident.
Devastating news. The NHL world was shocked when this news broke. So it's still insane that it happened.
It's so sad. But we have to keep going on. So, college football started. Do you want to take us there, Jacob?
Yeah, it was an interesting Saturday with some upsets and some blowouts and some performances we didn't expect from some teams. We're going to get into that.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a winner? Let me ask, who's your winner?
So my winner, even though it was a blowout game, this team looks great from the start for this season. And they're one of the teams that hasn't been at the top of their conference, but they're looking to prove everyone wrong. I'm going with Ole Miss as my winner for this week.
I like that.
Even though it was a cupcake game against Furman, they put up 76 points. Jackson Dart looked amazing with 22 for 27 passes, 418 yards. Even their backup was playing exhilarant. They even had their third string coming for a bit, too. We got Trey Harris, almost 200 yards receiving.
Yeah.
It was an overall great day for their team. I really like where they're going.
That game was definitely going to be a blowout. My winner is actually Boston College. They defeated Florida State. Now, some could say it was written in the stars with them winning, especially what happened after Johnny and Matthew. But I think them beating Florida State, not only beating them, but absolutely destroying them, in my opinion, offensively and defensively, was really important for them to show that they're a real team in the ACC and that they could fight and make the ACC championship game, as it's up in the air right now. Yeah. But my loser, on the other hand, is actually going to be the Oregon Ducks.
That's exactly
now. In the first episode, if you watched, I said the Oregon Ducks are probably either 1A or 1B for the best team in the nation. But Idaho almost beat them. So, yeah, they are not 1A or 1B. They really just didn't live up to the hype, number one. Their defense just looked like a Pac-12 defense. Didn't look like a good actual defense. Now, some of you may be wondering, what's a Pac-12 defense? The Pac-12 isn't notoriously known for defense. So it's kind of weak over there. But in the Big Ten, defenses actually help you win games. So if Oregon wants to bounce back, they definitely have to step it up. Who's your loser?
Sure. I mean, if you're playing with, even though Dylan Gabriel had an amazing day, it's like 24 points against Idaho, for example. Like if we look at the other Big Ten teams, we're saying Ohio State had 52, Washington 35, Michigan had 30. Iowa even had 40. Maryland put up 50 against UConn. Even Purdue was putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Like Oregon's definitely going to beat some of those low tier teams, but if you're putting up that small number against the big tier teams, we might not even see Oregon in this Big Ten championship.
Could it be Michigan, Ohio State?
What you just say? Excuse me.
Could it be Michigan, Ohio State in the Big Ten championship?
All right, we'll get there when that happens. All right. My loser is going to be the Florida Gators. Now I know they're not ranked, and I know they went up against Miami, but we all expected for that to be a really good game. But that was only thing that really was a one side of only Miami. Like legit, if you saw the video, Miami players.
Well, I would argue
Florida recruits. You saw that they're trying to steal them.
I saw that. But once DJ came in for Florida, things actually starting to turn around. So I think you can see DJ Lagway getting the starting nod this week, and Graham Mertz being the second string. Because the defense, because the offense looked way better. He didn't
throw a touchdown. Like he threw a pick. He didn't even do much.
He may have not thrown a touchdown, but just the offense when he was on the field looked so much smoother than with Mertz.
Potentially, but I mean, Mertz, they're probably going to rock with Mertz for the rest of this season, if I'm being honest. Lagway still got a long ways to go. He is only a freshman, if I'm correct.
Now, an obvious loser, which brings us to the new standings, or the new rankings, is Florida State, as they went from number 10 to not even being ranked. So let's take a quick look at those new standings. Is anything standing out to you here, Jacob?
even though this team only went up by 2, I really like Notre Dame the way they went into Kyle Field and got that huge win in that crazy atmosphere. We can also look at USC. They went up 10 after that crazy bounce back, or not bounce back and forth game against LSU. Even
I
Miami a
think
bit, they went up 7 after that win, as we just mentioned, against Florida.
Arizona should be higher. I think they're a force to be reckoned with, and I think LSU should drop further. I think Georgia Tech should be in the top 20. LSU should be 23, 24,
Yeah.
25 because the way they played against USC, Brian Kelly himself agreed that was just horrible, and no one wants to see that. I think the biggest game this week will be the Michigan Wolverines against the Texas
Yeah,
Longhorns,
yeah, we got 3-10 showing up this week.
3-10. So I think that's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, I just want to give a
Personally,
quick. Sorry to cut you. I just want to give a quick shout out to Iowa. I mean, hey, 5 points and you went up
true.
4. 5 points and you went up
Without
4.
their head
Congrats.
coach too. Remember,
Yeah,
he was suspended because of Cade McNamara illegal
yeah. I don't
tampering.
care if
So
it's a cupcake game. You punch it 5 times and you moved up in the rankings.
hey,
There we go.
Iowa did look good.
Awesome.
So do you want to move over? Let's bring it back to the NFL for our NFL game predictions. We're gonna run it back. Yes, I will be wearing the Ohio State shirt soon, but this year, fresh slate, 0-0-0 across the board. Let's start with the Thursday night football game.
Hold on. Let's pull up these games if you do not know them at this moment.
That is
Yeah,
true.
continue.
So the Ravens versus the Chiefs. Now we've seen this game a lot in the past, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Oops.
But for this game, what are you thinking?
The defending champs. They're coming off another Super Bowl win, and they're at home at Arrowhead. I really don't see them losing, if I'm being quite honest.
I
So
agree
I'm
there.
going with the Chiefs. Even though the Ravens are going to be really good this year, I like the Chiefs in this one.
We do have Dylan's predictions with us. Dylan is also taking the Chiefs, as so will I, which means that everyone is picking the Chiefs there. I just think the Chiefs, although the Ravens got Derrick Henry, the
Yeah.
Chiefs are just going to be the Chiefs and win that game. But let's move on over to Brazil, shall we?
Shoot, I don't even know if this game's gonna even happen on Friday night, but with all the crazy stuff going on there, but
Who knows?
Eagles have apparently gotten in the air. Wheels have gone up. We're gonna
That is good.
see a Brazil matchup. We could kind of say, we got the green and yellow for the Packers, the green from the Eagles also. They used to wear a bit of yellow on their old uniforms, but
That's true.
Eagles, Packers, first Friday night game we've seen in a while since Black Friday last year. But
Can't wait for it.
NFL's trying out some new things, but I'm gonna go with the Eagles for this one.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, he's a dynamic QB. They got that running back. I'm not gonna mention his name. I forgot his name
I
actually, but
think former Giant, Saquon
yeah,
Barkley.
yeah. All right, move on, please. But anyway, yeah, their defense has been really good. They are missing Bradbury, which he really is not doing much for that defense, anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. But I think the Packers will give them a good shot.
I agree. I think with the loss of Bradbury, it won't hurt as much this game because the Packers wide receiver threats are not that deadly. Dylan
Yeah,
is taking the Eagles here, and I am also. Look, and not every game, all three of us can be picking the same. Just when you're starting off with the two best teams in football, there's no way you can pick against them, especially in
yeah,
week one. The
yeah,
Eagles just got better and better in the offseason. Well, the Packers did as well. Don't get me wrong. They improved with the running back game and they improved with wide receivers and all around. But I just think the Eagles are going to win that game.
yeah. All right, next up, we got the Panthers going into the Superdome to take on the Saints here.
Okay.
For this game, whoops, daisies. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I don't see much. I don't see the Panthers doing much this year, and their first round pick, Journey's gonna start this Sunday when they lose to the Saints. So I'm going with the
Uh,
Saints.
okay. I know I just said not all of us are going to have the same picks for every game. I promise we're not. But Dylan and I are also going to be taking the Saints. I caught some flag for thinking that the Saints are going to do so well, but I think that they will. I think they'll prove this weekend that they're a very good team and they're going to blow out the Panthers. Now, another team that's going to get blown out, in my opinion, is the Giants.
All right.
Give me the Vikings. That's what I'm
I
taking.
see the Giants winning this. I mean, I'm
You're with
not
Dylan
trying
on
to be
this one,
biased.
then.
I'm not biased. Besides, the Vikings really have not. The Vikings are not really the same team as they were last year. They've lost Kirk.
Okay.
They've lost every weapon
They
they've
still have the
had.
best
Basically,
wide receiver in the NFL.
I don't even know if I can say that.
Justin Jefferson is going
I
to
would not
make
say
the
he's the best
Giant.
wide
Justin
receiver.
Jefferson's going to make the Giants defense look like Swiss cheese, cutting through the holes and scoring
Yeah,
some
but he
TDs.
has Sam Darnold throwing the ball to him. Like I don't see
It don't
anything.
matter. He got it done last year with
The
Nick
Giants are wearing their
Mullins.
ugly. The
So
Giants are wearing the ugliest uniforms in the league, so I think that's gonna give them good luck somehow.
Dylan is also taking the Giants here. So finally, we have our first disagreement.
All right, next up we got the Patriots going into Cincy to take on the Houday Bengals, and this one should
Houday.
be an easy pick.
Is Jamar going to play? He was
Jamar
back
did
at
suit
practice
up
today.
today. Jamar was at practice today. They listed him
Was
as
limited,
limited,
though. He was limited, though.
but at least he showed up. At least he was in Jersey.
That is true.
So I'm gonna go with the Bengals here.
Easy. Give me the
Yeah,
Bengals. Dylan's
yeah.
also agreeing. The Patriots, they suck horrid over there. Just,
Yeah. I don't even like. They said what? Isn't Jacoby Brissett named their starter
I'm pretty sure
QB?
he's starting. Yeah.
But
No one is
I'm
willingly
but I'm
watching
pretty
that
sure he
game.
got hurt. But we'll see what happens there on that Sunday.
Only
Steelers.
reason, wait, let me say this. Only reason that game is appearing on my screen is if someone scores a touchdown because I'll be watching Red Zone. No one wants to watch that game willingly. Let me tell you
All
that
right,
much.
next we got the Steelers taking on the Falcons. Kirk
Big
Cousins
game
home debut. Maybe we
against
see
Russ.
maybe we see Michael Penix. Probably not, but maybe we see Michael
Maybe we
Penix.
see Justin Fields for the Steelers.
Maybe we could. We also see Russ. A lot of debuts in this game. A lot of new faces for both of these teams.
I'm taking the Steelers. I think they're going to be coming out guns blazing, and I think Russ is playing with a chip on his shoulder to prove everyone wrong. That saying, "Oh, he's washed." XYZ. He's proving that he's still a good QB in the league and could get it done.
Yeah.
Dylan is taking the Falcons, and you're taking Jacob.
I'm gonna take the Steelers in this one. I believe even though I picked them to go under a bit under 500, I think they're gonna start off on the right foot. They got Russ. I feel like he's gonna step up. Fans are gonna show up for them. It's always a huge impact when the terrible towels are venturing out across the world, across the country. So I got the Steelers in this one.
And Texans Colts. Potentially game of the week here. Definitely a candidate, in my opinion. As
Sure.
much as it pains me to say, I'm going to be going with CJ Stroud and the Texans.
What do you mean pained you, bro? Are you serious?
Went to Ohio State.
Bro, are you serious right
I'm
now?
joking. I'm joking. I think
Obviously.
I think this is the closest game of the week. I think the Texans win by 3. I think it's definitely going to be a shootout going back and forth. But I just think that the Texans have a better overall team.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be going with the Texans as well. Dylan is going with the Texans.
I'm gonna make that a sweep. Obviously, we get to see Anthony Richardson back with the Colts finally. Like
Can't wait.
obviously has suffered that injury last year. I feel like I
So sad.
think it was a shoulder injury, if I'm correct. But yeah, we're gonna see him back. Hopefully, he plays a full season, shows his full potential for the Colts this year. But
And
yeah, I'm gonna go.
Jonathan Taylor
Yeah,
potentially
that's
playing a
true.
whole season
Jonathan
too.
Taylor is back also. I'm gonna go with the Texans for this one though on the road in Indy. Next one, we got the Colts and the Bills.
The Cardinals and the Bills.
Cardinals and the Bills. Excuse me, my bad.
No worries. I feel like even though I had the Bills going with a horrible record this year, I'm going to be taking the Bills for this game.
Yeah.
I still think that the Cardinals are still developing and they're very young. And Josh Darnold,
Yes.
Dylan's also taking the Bills here, and are for you as well.
Yeah, I'm obviously gonna go with the Bills here. Josh Allen, even though he did lose his top target in Diggs, I feel like the Bills they're gonna run away with this one easily.
Mm-hmm.
We got
Titans
Titans and
Bears.
Bears. Now this game,
Will
even
be
though it's
another
not,
game that's not
yeah,
on my
yeah.
TV willingly. Will not be
Well, I
only
mean,
if
I'm gonna
only if
say
they score.
this: it won't be a game on people's TVs, but it's gonna be a game that a lot of people will pay attention to on like the social medias and stuff because
Oh,
you got the
100%.
number one pick in the draft, Caleb Williams, going into his debut. How is he going to impress? He's got Justin Fields' shoes to fill
Playing against Mr. Mayo, Will
against
Levis.
Dale in the coffee, Will Levis.
Also, I'm going to be taking the Bears here. Dylan as well. I just don't think the Titans are that good, and I think the Bears have more star power.
The thing with it might seem crazy here, but the thing with the
Take the
Bears for
Titans.
me,
Take
the thing with the Bears here is like they always start off this season. Either it's they win a game and then all their fans go crazy thinking they're Super Bowl bound right away. Or they have that first loss where the QB's got jitters and then they say end the season already and tank for the first pick.
Yeah,
This is going to be one of the few Titans wins this season, but I'm going with the Titans going into Soldier Field to beat the Bears. Believe it or
that's
not.
crazy in my opinion. But okay.
All right, next we got the Jags going in to face the Dolphins, who ultimately should have.
Chad Henne team bowl game. Play on both the Jags and the
Yeah,
Dolphins. Who will win the
also
Chad Henne bowl game?
Dolphins. This could be a huge year for the Dolphins.
100%.
Obviously, Jets got better. The Bills got a bit worse. Dolphins choked the
Patriots
division
still
last
suck.
year. Yeah, Patriots are still terrible. What do you got for this one?
I got the Dolphins. Think that their speed is going to be no match.
Yeah.
Is not going to be able to be matched by the Jaguars. And I think they're just going to come out, like I said earlier, guns blazing, just firing all shots and destroying the Jaguars wherever they can with the speed. And I
Yeah.
know Jaguars are usually fast, but I think this time they won't be the fastest.
I mean,
I
you got
think
the cheetah on the other side.
I think the Dolphins are going to be the ostrich in this scenario and be the fastest of them
Right.
all.
Interesting comparisons there.
Dylan's also taking the Dolphins here.
I mean, he is a Dolphins fan, so it would make
That is true.
sense. Obviously, we were just talking about how fast the Jaguars are, but we got the cheetah on the Dolphins, and Tua's gonna be using him and Waddle to his advantage. They've got A-Chain in the backfield. They've got a crazy defense. Even though
Mostly.
they did lose Wilkins and a couple others. Robert Hunt, they lost on the O-line. I don't think it's gonna, put a halt to their campaign this year. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins here at Hard Rock to beat the Jags. I wouldn't say pretty handily, but I'll say by maybe 10.
Next QB. Super Bowl rematch from about maybe a decade ago. Is that
Yeah.
Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson at QB?
No,
Oh,
no.
wait. No,
Way,
sorry.
way different. Way different.
It's actually Bo Nix
Bo
against
Nix and
Geno
Geno
Smith.
Smith.
Wow. What a difference. Going from Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson to Bo Nix and Geno Smith.
I mean, this matchup, these two teams going at each other have been, crazy games over the past couple. Like, the past times
Years.
they faced each other, it's been crazy games. They did face off in week one. I feel like it was a couple of years ago, actually. But the teams have changed way differently ever since.
True.
I
New
mean,
coaching staffs for both.
yeah, new coaching staffs for both since then. But the Broncos, I feel like, have just changed in general, crazy amount. The Seahawks, we both said they were going to be top teams in their division this year. I'm going with the Seahawks at home.
As well.
12th
Me and
man,
Dylan are
take
agreeing.
it up, yeah.
I think the Seahawks defense is going to help propel them to this win. I think Bo Nix will be having a hard time in the pocket
Yeah.
because of the defensive personnel that the Seahawks will be sending.
Yeah.
Now, going from a team coached by a former Michigan coach to another team coached by a former Michigan coach, let's go to the Raiders versus Chargers. I know who I have.
Obviously,
I
you could say it because I already know who you're going to say.
I have the Chargers winning this game.
Not because of the team, just because of the head
No,
coach.
that's not why. I think the Chargers are way better than people think they are. I mean, yeah, than people think they are. And I think that the Raiders are still struggling over there. I don't
Yeah.
think Minshew's good, don't get me wrong. But I think they need more targets besides Devontae Adams. And then, yes, they have Zamir White at running back, but he's no Josh Jacobs. And then who knows how Brock Bowers will be.
Yeah.
So it's really just question marks over there. Dylan, on the other hand, is taking the Raiders. So that's a 1-1 there. Whose
Interesting
side are
there.
you going
But
to be on?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Even though the Raiders, like, they're still trying to find their identity, I feel like. Even though they have the receivers, like they got Myers and Adams and stuff. Gardner Minshew as a QB1. I don't know if he gets stock up, but that's like a lot of the other teams in the NFL. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Herbert, he's still one of those top 10 QBs in the league, in my
He'll
opinion.
get it done.
Even though they did lose a lot, I feel like this Chargers team, they did get a little bit, they basically took the Ravens backfield over to
They
LA,
did.
Edwards and Dobbins. But I'm taking the Chargers here.
Same. And although the Chargers wide receiver depth is also horrible, the Raiders do have the better wide receiver depth. I just think Herbert's a better QB in this situation.
Yeah.
And I think Harbaugh is the more experienced coach in this situation, which will
Yeah.
help the Chargers
Antonio
get the
Pierce
job
is
done.
going into his first full season, I guess we could say. He coached
So
a half
that's
season.
why I'm
Yeah.
taking the Chargers. Cowboys Browns. Ooh,
Tom Brady's broadcasting debut.
I like this game. I'm a fan of this game. I think this game could be a sleeper, but I am going to be taking the Cowboys.
Ooh. I mean, they're
Dylan's
definitely
taking
gonna
the
show
Cowboys as well.
the fans are definitely gonna show up.
Dylan's taking the Cowboys as well. But for me personally, just who's going to be guarding CeeDee Lamb? He's just so
Denzel
good.
Ward, buddy. Denzel Ward.
CeeDee Lamb's so good. Probably the
Ah,
second best wide receiver in the league, I would say.
yeah.
So it's just that. And then also, I think the Cowboys defense is always exceptional. Now, yes, the without Land, I'm pretty sure he's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, he blends out. Yeah. But they
I
get Diggs
still,
back. They got Trayvon back.
I do still think they'll be a top defense in the league, and I think no
Obviously,
Nick
yeah, for
Chubb.
sure.
No Nick Chubb's gonna hurt the Browns, and
I think
then
Jerome Ford's got experience though in that being
he
the starter
does, but
spot.
it's not Nick Chubb.
True.
And then Amari Cooper, there's just a lot of question marks around him right now. So I'm gonna be taking the Cowboys here.
I'm taking the Browns here
You
because
are? Ooh.
I feel like going into Cleveland is a hard place to win, even though the Cowboys fans always show out because they live everywhere in this country. Because
Mhm.
yeah, you already know the story with
America's team.
totally.
So annoying.
I'm going with the Browns here. Deshaun, I feel like it's a year for the Browns, a year to prove something. Every year I feel like they have a great team on paper, but they're always losing games like the Steelers, the Ravens and the Bengals that they should be winning. This year, I feel like is a year to prove is their year to prove who they really are.
In the comments, let us know. Are the Cowboys America's team or no? Now Jacob doesn't think so.
Definitely not.
I think there's a chance. Maybe in the past
America's
times,
team to
but
lose in the first round every year.
now to a kind of a snooze game.
Yeah,
Not fully though. We're gonna get the debut of Jaden Daniels, which I'm excited for. But even with the debut of Jaden Daniels, I will be taking the Buccaneers to beat the Commanders.
yeah, I agree with that 1,000%.
Dylan's taking the Bucks also. I think just Baker is so slept on. I really think he is a really good QB in this league, and he needs more credit for it. I think that's just
I
gonna
mean, the
help
Bucks,
propel
even
him.
though they're in probably one of the worst divisions in football,
The worst.
their team is not the best on paper, but I don't see much with the Commanders, and I feel like the Bucks are they always start off good. Rashad White in that backfield, he was showing he was great last year. You mentioned Evans and Godwin. The Bucks, I got the Bucks in this one, obviously.
Now for some Sunday night football. Gosh, I've missed those words. Rams, Lions.
Playoff rematch from last year.
I'm taking the
It
Lions.
was actually a really good game, playoff game last
It
year.
was. But I'm taking the Lions.
I'm gonna have to agree with this one. I really like the Lions. Last year they should have made the Super Bowl if I'm being quite honest. They choked away that game in the last few moments against the Niners
Yeah,
in the NFC
it was rough.
Championship. This year for the Lions, they have a tough. I'm not gonna say tougher division actually, but two teams got better. The Packers got a lot better. The Bears got
Got
slightly
better.
better. But I feel like it's gonna be the Lions who are gonna have to compete
Agreed.
this year. But I'm going with the Lions for this one.
Dylan's also taking the Lions, and then another major factor for me. Although Slam Laporta is questionable, I do believe he will be playing this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
And just how the Lions have that running back duo of David Montgomery and then Jahmyr Gibbs, really impressive. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown. I
Yeah,
don't think that the Rams can keep up. Oh, my Jets. My Jets, my Jets. I'm gonna I'm gonna just tell you now, I'm taking the Niners for the Monday Night Football game. Aaron Rodgers is back. For some reason, it has to be Monday Night Football again.
yeah.
I think it'll be a good game, but I'm going to be taking the Niners. Dylan's taking the Niners as well. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Niners easily. It's that they have. I think they're gonna be back in the Super Bowl this year.
I think
And
them or Philly for sure.
yeah, the Niners, they're always a great team. It's not San Fran. It's great defense, great offense, and the Jets. They're not gonna have to find their footing at the start of the year, and
That's
then
true.
they'll slowly increase throughout the season.
So those are week one predictions. Let's bring back the immaculate grid. Let's try it.
Here we go, guys. We got the football grid pulled up.
Keep it in the football spirit.
You know, we got
Okay.
we got the Ravens Chiefs, so the Thursday night game, and we got Super Bowl 50 rematch, Broncos, Panthers.
For Chiefs Pro Bowl,
Yeah, we got the
Mahomes,
Colts.
obviously, we're just trying to complete it. Let's not go for a good score.
All right, so I hopefully I don't.
Mahomes for Chiefs
Hopefully
Pro
this
Bowl,
is
no.
not wrong, but I'm gonna go with this. And I believe
CJ
CJ
Anderson.
Anderson played for both.
Pretty sure he
Correct.
did as well.
And there we go. Oh
Nice.
my
Put
God, what?
Mahomes for Pro Bowl Chiefs, obviously.
Let's go, Mahomes. Panthers Pro Bowl.
Cam Newton,
5,000. I want to do this one real quick. Do we think that Adrian Peterson got 5,000 yards?
maybe, or Barry Sanders.
True. All right, let's see.
Oh,
Well,
career?
yeah,
Either or.
there we go. 8%. That's low.
Okay.
All right, for this
Chiefs,
one,
Ravens.
I think Sammy Watkins didn't he? Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Easy.
Pro Bowl Panthers, you got Cam Newton. Sorry. Forgot his name
Yeah,
for a second.
obviously. Probably definitely.
Do we think
For
Melvin Gordon has 5,000 plus?
definitely.
No, don't put him there.
No, I'm saying
Oh, you
for
put
this one,
okay.
we're gonna go. I always blank. I believe it's Frank Clark. There we go.
And then let's put Melvin Gordon for 5,000
I
for
don't
the.
think he got 5,000.
You don't think so?
Don't think so.
I think we can come back to that. For the Ravens, 5,000. I don't think Dalvin Cook has 5K yet.
Definitely not.
Ray Rice, did he?
Potentially, I feel like Terrell Davis for the Broncos, possibly.
No, it's like Melvin Gordon. I don't know why though. And then Ravens, Panthers.
Ravens, Panthers.
Like a QB that was like around the league by chance or stuff like that.
Oh, did Josh Norman play for the Ravens?
Maybe. I can't remember though.
No clue if he did or not.
Ravens 5,000. Lamar doesn't have 5,000 yet.
Definitely not.
I feel like Ray Rice. No,
Do we try it?
or am I crazy for thinking Ray Rice is 5,000?
Shit, I don't
Who
even
else would
know.
it be?
I don't even know another Ravens running back with this.
Melvin Gordon played on the Ravens.
True.
Dalvin Cook. Besides that, Mark Ingram.
Do we think he has 500? 5,000?
He must.
Yes, there we go.
So let's go. Okay.
All right, two more.
Broncos 5,000. All I could think of is Melvin Gordon right now for some reason. Other Bronco running backs.
I mean, Terrell Davis. I like
Yeah,
him,
all right, try it.
but do we want to try it?
And then the Ravens, Panthers. Do you think Terrell Davis has 5,000 rushing yards?
Oh,
I think so. He's
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 great.
he's great. Put him. Let's go with him. That's like 500 if he played
Oh,
10 seasons.
yeah.
So,
Yep,
there we go. Okay, Ravens, Panthers.
Finish it off.
Ravens, Panthers. Let's go with. Can't think of anybody. Not Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Yeah, also.
Wide receivers. I'm trying to think of. Not trying to think from Joe Flacco days. Not Terrell Suggs. Not Ray Lewis.
I feel like it's a receiver, but
Can't think of any. We can get this. I believe in us. Ravens, Panthers. Did Josh or
Josh Jackson.
who was the QB that last year for the Ravens? Like when Lamar was hurt. Not Huntley. It was someone else.
It was Huntley.
There was another guy though.
I think it was Josh Jackson.
Did
Or
Robert
no,
Griffin the
not
third
Josh. His
play
name is
off?
not Josh. His name is Josh Johnson. That's who you're thinking
Did
of.
RG3 play for the Panthers at one point?
I don't think so.
Think.
Oh, wait. Steve Smith. Duh. What am I doing?
Oh yeah. Okay, we sold it.
Duh.
Okay. Hey, we'll take it.
Duh. Oh, shoot. Which one is it? I think it's that one. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, let's go. Okay. First grid back.
I don't know
Go
how,
perfect.
I don't know how we didn't think of that. Obviously, it's the number one answer.
So
Cam Newton, Mahomes, Emmett Smith, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis,
Orlando Brown Jr. Oh,
Jamal
Jamal
Charles.
Charles.
I somehow did not think of him.
Oh well.
Brown.
We still went perfect.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys check out our Instagram across the river _podcast. Next week, we got something special brewing. So make sure you guys tune in. And that's all we got for you guys today.
We might sprinkle some clues in across the Insta.
That is true. So make sure you guys go check that out.
Across the next week, possibly.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, put bell notifications on, and we'll see you next time. Peace.